Welcome to our second quarterly CLA meeting update. I'm so excited that you guys could be here. We have been working really hard in each of the areas. And for those who are not able to be here, but they did submit updates, I'll be happy to provide an update on their behalf. However, if they do decide to join, I'll let them chime in. And then I will also say if I've missed somebody's update, please feel free to jump in as well. So, as we get started, I wanted to just give you guys a bit of a lay of the land of what we'll be covering. So, we thought it'd be best to follow an outline and give every CLA area an opportunity to provide an update. And for those who did submit updates, we did, provide it in the slide deck. So, we'll try to keep it very tight and neat so that we can be a good steward of everyone's time. Is that fair? All right. So, first update, we'd like to invite Joshua, our business manager, for a financial update. So, Joshua, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Andrea. I'll try to keep this concise and quick. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask those as we proceed. On the first slide that you see here is just our year-to-date income through May. Um, Overall, in a good place, you can see year-to-date income's 180,336.26. Biggest factor of that is our state conference, and we'll look at those financials in a little more detail a couple of slides in, so I'll save that conversation for that time. Um, we did have our student leadership conference earlier this year, and the income there was more from sponsorships and different things. That's not something where we really charge for admission there since it is a student thing. Um, so that's really all on the income side. So Andrew, if you'll go to the next slide, which is our expenses, a little bit more activity happening here. So you do see total expenses 184,963.90. So we are at a negative net income as it currently stands for the year, but we still have a couple of things happening this year. One thing being the ELCC that's coming up, which isn't a huge moneymaker for us, but it will make us a little bit of money. Big heavy hitters this year that's kind of impacting that negative net income or net loss, I guess you could say. One being the communications line there. You will see we budgeted $1,500, but we've had year-to-date expenditures a little over 2,100. That's due to Star Chapter and getting that up and running. And we did have an annual fee to kind of kick that off for us, which was a little higher than we were anticipating. The other being, where did it go? There was something else I was going to call out here. Our VLBM conference and the executive committee, we've talked about that. That's closer to the top. You can see we have expenditures of 5,400 against a budget of 3,000. So we're going to be talking about that again as we wrap up this year going into next year. Do we want to continue in the same format of having that conference the way it's currently structured? Do we want to change it up a little bit? So expenditures there were a little higher than what we anticipated. So any questions about the income or expenses? I won't go through every line item here for the sake of time and respecting y'all's experience and knowledge. Okay. Andrew, if you'll flip to the next slide, this is just our state conference profit and loss for this year. So you can see we did make money off our state conference, which is great, what we were expecting to do. And the total was 27,428.77. A little bit lower than what we had last year. Last year it was around 32,000. A couple of things I think that impacted that. One, our attendance numbers were just a little bit lower than what we saw last year. Not significantly, but enough that it had an impact. The other thing is um, last year was our first year with Cvent, which is the software system that we use for registration and all the fun things. And we didn't know what we didn't know last year. And so we had a lot more of our income for state conference paid either by check or cash. meaning that we didn't have any fees charged like we would through QuickBooks or CVN and whatnot. And you can see this year we only had roughly $14,000 through check and cash, again, compared to last year of about $32,000. And the last thing I'll call out here is we did have a couple of our big sponsors from last year. We didn't get them again this year. One, to be frank, the company wasn't around for us to get a sponsorship for them. The other, as many of you that have been to past state conferences, you probably have seen Wind Creek Hotel at many of our conferences. They are big sponsors. However, they have changed their process of getting sponsorships from them. That's almost to the level of a grant writing process to get any funds for them. So very extensive, very time consuming. And we wondered and we talked collectively as a conference committee, is it really worth the time on that return with everything else that we have going on? So that's all I have, Andrea, unless there's additional call outs or questions for me.
Thank you, Joshua. So I thought we would go ahead and move into our next part of the agenda, which is more about our core leadership area updates. And Marilyn and I put together a template to help us be a little bit more concise and forward thinking in terms of how we gather information, really in an effort to make sure that our goal, today is to make sure everybody knows what's going on in the different areas. There's a lot of moving parts. You guys know there's a lot happening across the state. So we thought we would ask each of the core leadership area leaders to answer these three questions in a way that keeps us accountable. It keeps us hopefully engaged and allow you all overall organization to know what's going on. So these are the three questions that we asked each of the CLAs to answer for us. And so what I'll do is we'll just go in order. And really, Yvonne, I don't know why you came up first, but maybe because I love you so much, you're the first one. So we'll start with membership, and we'll have you provide an update for us in your area because you're doing some really, really good stuff in that area.
Okay, so our overall goal was to increase state membership. And when I say state membership, I'm meaning all encompassing of our 14 chapters by 10%. And that seems like a lofty goal, but we are definitely trending that way. So as of May 31st, we have increased membership by 125 members, which is just phenomenal. And that is definitely a reflection of what the chapters are doing across the state. For the second quarter, we're obviously going to continue to have our monthly meetings and share ideas on how to increase membership. And so this amounts to right now almost 9% increase of membership for the state. A couple of things is that, and I need to reach out to the chapter presidents, but there is not as much participation in the monthly meetings as I would like to see from the membership directors for each chapter. We had our third meeting last week. I think that was last week. The days are running together, and only one person showed up, and that was from ALSHRM. And so none of the other membership directors attended that meeting. I had one person from a different chapter who reached out and said that she couldn't make it, but then there was no communication at all from the other chapters. So I'd like to see that improve for the future. And was there another slide for membership?
No.
Okay, that's it. All right, that's all I have.
Any questions for Yvonne or any contributions? All right, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
We'll transition to communications. I did get a note from Erica this morning that she had a work situation, so she's not able to join, but she did send in her information. So I'll be happy to give a brief overview of what's been going on in the communications webmaster area. And the goals that she submitted was to continue to establish her knowledge and help promote our events and also the website that we have just transitioned to. She wants to continue to work with members to post any items that you all need to support your chapters. So if you are not taking advantage of that resource, please feel free to share with Erica things that we can get on our state council LinkedIn site, and so we can help promote what's going on in your areas. She has also been working with, and Jeff will give an update here, but as you all may remember, we did start a partnership with AIHR to help provide some professional development for our members across the state. So she's been doing a really great job in promoting that and getting those updates out there quarterly and throughout the months, and just assisting with our chapter president interviews, which, by the way, I'm just going to put a shameless plug in. For those who have done their interviews, y'all have done an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to seeing those continue to roll out. So just be on the lookout for our next one that's coming out soon. Then what she's accomplished so far in this past quarter, we will be promoting this in a different way, but we have transitioned ourselves to a new website. We have moved to Star Chapter website. And so she's taking the lead on getting us updated and supported there. So we'll make sure everyone knows how to access that website, because it gives us an opportunity to really be able to house a lot of content that we probably was not able to do in our previous model, so that a lot of our leaders here can have access to information like this video that we're recording today. And let's see. And then what she said she wants to focus on for the upcoming quarter, we're about to start launching the ELCC, as Yvonne likes to coin it. Would you say fall? Would you say law in the fall?
Oh, in the fall, we talk law.
In the fall, we talk law. So we're about to start planning for that in July. And so she will be supporting our efforts and getting that promoted. And again, she just wants to make sure everyone knows that she's here to assist any of you all with any kind of chapter updates that you all need from a social media and website update perspective. Are there any questions that I could take back to Erica regarding our communications webmaster? Any support that you need?
Hey, I have one question. This is probably more for chapter president wise. Could we maybe have her reaching out to, instead of them just going to her, maybe her, trying to send an email and say, or they could post it in Basecamp too, now that we have that, the presidents, once we kind of show them what they're doing and get them in. Because sometimes you don't think to send it to her, but if she reached out and said, "Hey, do you have anything I can put on LinkedIn this week?" Or because I think we need to have more going, and if she's going to be the one doing it, then she could prompt some of that. And she can also, like what I do from the Shoals pages, she can go to their pages and share it from the ALSHRM page without somebody telling her that she has to. So maybe she could, every other week or something, check the pages and try to share stuff. Just an idea.
Okay. I will share that. Anything else before we transition to college relations? That was my cue to make sure that they were ready for their update. All right.
I,
College and emerging professional relations.
I appreciate the cue.
All right, Jeremy, you got it.
Yep. So, of course, making progress towards our planning and preparation for the next event that we're leading towards. And the idea of this one is to make the event a bit more consumable and I guess keep it, in more of a sustainable format. So that's why we're about half the time and half of the programming as what we did in February. And I'm working directly with Dr. Gorman or Alan Gorman here, and we're laying the groundwork for it, and working through all the logistics part here as I have listed there. Won't read it all off, but and then getting accustomed with Cvent and kind of learning the ins and outs of registration and event setup there. And really our goal is to keep that interest and the spark from students, and to keep them, like, give them some form of engagement after a period of not having anything for them. So the idea is to keep up a tempo, and keep up that anticipation to kind of drive the engagement and give them some value, and something to look forward to, maybe at least twice a year. That's about all I have for an update.
Thanks, Jeremy. Any questions regarding what we're doing in the college relations area?
Can I ask a question? Or maybe, I mean, it may be a suggestion, I don't know. Hey, Jeremy, have we thought about doing, instead of doing like a full conference, doing like just a case competition, or something that's like a 1 day they could come up, middle of the state, you could drive in and drive back. So I'm trying to think of things that I did in college.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what we're doing.
Okay. All right. I couldn't really, because it said, I know you said it would be half the content, but I was thinking if we just eliminated the conference part of it,
Yep.
the
The
stuff they
focus,
probably don't like anyway.
yes. So it would be less of a conference and more of a competition
Yeah.
paired. The focus would be on the competition and then paired with educational programming, but it's like a 1 day
Yeah.
event, and then everybody
I
goes.
just think, if we could do something that kind of became like a yearly thing that they looked forward to doing,
Mm-hmm.
that might be, sometimes you can pull at people that way too. Just a thought. I'm glad
Right.
you're already doing it.
Oh yeah. No, you are right on the money.
Good deal.
I'd like to think that the February event, as rich as it was kind of like a jump start,
Yeah.
and then we just maintain what we have from there.
Yeah. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good job.
Any other comments for Jeremy before we transition to Jeff? All right, good deal. Thanks, Jeremy. All right, Jeff, you are on. You also have to be unmuted.
Here we go. That's what I was talking to myself. It helped unmute myself. Sorry, I had somebody out there. They've stepped out. So, AIHR, it's a good opportunity for us to have some income coming for this. I'm looking at their numbers here. I thought I uploaded the charts with this, but looking at some of the new deal revenue, we're not making a lot of money with them at this time, but I think there's a lot of training opportunities. A lot of people are looking at it. The revenue for this last so far this year, and this is in euros, and I apologize for that. I should have converted that. We've had two new deals for a total of $2,247 in euros. Does that make sense, Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, and so that's where we are with them. The interesting part is the number of visits. That's only two deals that came through for this last quarter. We have had a total of 50 users sign up looking at different things. 22 of them are new users, and 13 coupon downloads, which people are looking at it, don't know what they'll do with it, and also they have had two of the syllabuses downloaded. So it's great to see people looking into this. And I think maybe I probably need to get some more information I know that Lynn Cowley's been working with them quite a bit, so is Andrea. We might need a training mission on what all this involves and how we get out to the different chapters to drive some interest here. But so we received 20% of the enrollment revenue from this, and so I think it's a good opportunity to make some easy money and offer some good training for people. It's pretty in depth what they're offering. It is a little pricey. I know the university won't provide me the funds to do it, but maybe some of the corporations would have the dollars to do this. Any questions about that? I do want this for the upcoming quarter, explore webinar sponsors for ALSHRM. I have a phone call set up with Michael Davis. He's out of Kentucky. He reached out to me right before the state conference, wanting to do something on training for mental health awareness, that type of thing. But I said he wants to do a free webinar for the whole state. And he also said he'd be willing to be a sponsor for the state conference next year. So maybe it's get the right people in touch with him. And I'm going to attend a couple of his conferences at different states via Zoom to see what they're like and report back to you on that. Present to the ALSHRM board regarding SHRM chapters offerings. I want to meet with the different chapter presidents. What I'd like to do here, and I've talked to the president here at Athens State, and she's willing to support this, and that we can use the teaching platform here to do the certification prep courses through the university here. And that's a little self-serving here, but it's one that I think can lead out to different things. We may get students. We do give college credit for anybody who's certified, and could use that as part of our training here for our students, the student chapter members, and also I want to offer something to all the different SHRM chapters that says if your people can't attend the training that you're offering, I don't want to pull people from your classes, but they're not available to come to your live classes. We can do this. We'd have to talk about how do we do the revenue sharing, and I'd want your guys' guidance on that. What would be the right way to do revenue sharing for that? If somebody from the Shoals or Birmingham chapter attended it, I'm not wanting to pull that away from them. And then and to attend the Q3 certification CLA webcast. That's something I got on my calendar to get done here so that we can get at the state set up as a qualified provider of those services for the next quarter. So that, and on top of all this, my boss just resigned. He retired, and so I'm trying to get used to looking for a new boss and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of crazy here right now, but that's a whole nother conversation. But that's where we are today. Any questions?
Hey, Jeff, it's Caitlin. I got a question for you. And we can talk about it later if need be. I just want to make sure that you have what you need for the ALSHRM certification stuff. Since I had done that, in years past, kind of eliminating my name and my contact information as the go-to with the ALSHRM state level certification stuff. So I think that I got everything situated for you to be the point of contact, but it's worth double checking because after you're squared away and you're the administrator for both SHRM and HRCI, you can just delete me.
Okay. Well, the ALSHRM is set up. I go straight into the HRCI. I'm still going through my personal, but I can get it done. I'm working on, but I think we're good there, and I'll eliminate you on that. If that's what you want to do, I'd be glad to do that. So, but that's all set up.
Perfect. I think that makes sense. But Andrea, might have 2 cents there, but I just wanted to make sure you did not need anything from me to get ALSHRM stuff started.
Nope. Yeah, I've got it. If I need something, I'll send you a text or call you. And I'm not shy to ask for help. So
beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, Michael Davis reached out to me also. I know because I was probably included on some of those emails where we were talking back and forth, but he sent me something. I don't remember something he's doing, but I told him I would send it out to the Shoals group. But I can see if you have that, and if you want, we can send it out to the list that Erica has too. I'll see if it's something that you have. And if not,
is that the ALSHRM group? I just got an email from last week.
No, this is like a some type of certification.
Okay, yeah, send it to me if you would.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, and I'm going to send it out to the Shoals members too.
Fantastic. All right, thank you very much. Anything else?
Hey, this is the president of ALSHRM. Just wanted ALSHRM has already been looking into hosting certification classes, but if it's something that we can talk about, we can talk offline. But just wanted you to know our certification VP has started that process and made contact and has actually sent us the information on it. So just wanted you to know.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll talk offline and discuss that. Thank you very much.
And it's worth mentioning
You're welcome.
it's worth mentioning that Lynn Colley, who could not be on the call today, who is from the BSHRM chapter, that's part of her update, Antigua. So she included that so that we could be aware that something that she was working on, for your chapter. So that's why this made the list, so that we could have a visibility of what's going on. So this isn't a new thing. This is more of her giving an update of what she was working on related to that specific item. And I think it's worth mentioning before we transition to Foundation with Crystal, Jeff mentioned something about webinars. We just recently had our state conference, and a big part of those conversations with our sponsors had to do with their interest in trying to get in front of our chapter members across the state. And so the idea is, how do we strategically put a plan in place that allows us as a council to benefit from that, from them getting access to our chapter members while providing great content or things that people may have an interest to attend for some potential webinars. So just know that we're exploring what that could look like. So I thought it was worth mentioning that we're really trying to make sure that as people try to get access to our professionals across the state, we want to figure out the best way that ALSHRM is benefiting from that as well to support our chapters. All right. Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank
You and
you.
Lynn are doing an awesome job, and I appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Crystal, you ready?
Hey, good morning. Yes. And Mallory probably will talk about this, but she did a fantastic job on the SHRM Foundation and raised around $4,300 this year for SHRM Foundation. And we do the change stuff, take around the little bucket at our location in Shoals. And so those are just some little things that you can do in your local chapter to raise money for your SHRM Foundation. And as part of your relations with SHRM, you do have to promote SHRM Foundation in some form or fashion to your members in order to still be affiliated as a SHRM chapter. So just remember that they've got a great website. So we're just going to highlight some of the scholarships and awards that are still available this year. It won't the next foundation scholarships and grants will not open up till August, and then they'll have some more come back in January of 2026. But if you're looking or you know someone that's going to be taking the SHRM CP or the SHRM SCP, there is a grant that's going to be opening up in August till October. So they could possibly win their free exam for that. And things like that, which will save, $400 or $500 depending on if they're a member or a non-member. So that can help your members and yourself if you're looking at applying for that. There also will be a specialty credentials. They'll also, when that opens up, there'll be like an application. Some things will require you to get referrals. And as I always promote, we did have one of our SHRM board members win $10,000 to go back and get his doctorate. He applied for 2 different grants and got both of them. And here on further down, they have usually around $400,000 in free money for us to apply for. It just has a background. It tells you exactly how to fill out the application. I know some of you will be going to the national conference. I believe it's in San Diego. There are grants to apply for that. There's grants for you to apply for your books, but that's usually the first of the year, somewhere around January, February. I usually send out that grant information, scholarships. It's usually pretty simple, unless you're going into something more detailed. It's got a lot of money to it. It may have some more information that you have to fill out other than a basic application. Lots of free money. You need to, and I know Yvonne and you were talking about setting up calls, and I think Jeff too. Hey, if we could all do a collaboration call, like once a quarter and try to get everybody, and kind of like what we're doing today with those presidents or with the foundation, with your certifications and things like that. That would be great. If we had like group call like this maybe every quarter, so we could go through and maybe get the direct chapters. So hey, I'm if you want me to chime in and help educate, you just add me to that invite, and if I'm available, I'd love to join you, Jeff, Vaughn, Andrea, Mallory, just to educate the chapters on the SHRM Foundation and what's coming up. And
Hey, Crystal,
then
you just gave me a good idea when you were saying that. You know, if we had like a call or some way for each chapter that host the certification prep class, and we could also make some type of communication to go out like to from Erica about all of the places you could do it in the state that are sponsored by a SHRM chapter. That could help our chapters too. That just,
yes,
you prompted me to think of something. So
well,
look at that.
and I know B. Sherm was talking about they were starting one, and we've had one, I think 25 years.
A really
We've
long time.
had a SHRM, was HRCI. So we've had a SHRM or HRCI class for 25 plus years, partnering with UNA. And went very, very well. And we each take a role in as a board member or a chapter member to
Some
teach.
of us have to pass it off to other people because of
Yes.
tiny humans, but you know, no names.
And I know Caitlin, she's part of the SHRM Foundation on the veteran side. She was an ambassador for the Veterans at Work, so she could give you some more information about that. But they have a lot of specialty programs that are free. You just got to sign up for them. They give you all the work, all the booklets. If you need a credential, getting back to talent, there's employee abilities, and then there's the Veterans at Work. So there's lots of great information on that SHRM Foundation. That you want to dive a little bit deeper, you can reach out to me. I'm sure Mallory or some of the other group members probably can help you. But if not, just, email the ALSHRM and Mallory can get you connected with me.
Perfect.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Crystal. So I know that we have a few other team members on the call that may not necessarily have a CLA area, but may want to provide an update. So at the risk of calling people out, I'm going to just open it up and invite Carla, and I see Caitlin is on, and Montiqua, and Bruce, and Mallory. If any of you, and Tyron, if any of you have, and Rochelle, if any of you all have any updates in your area, or if you have a need that we need to hear about to support you all, please use this time to do that so that we can make sure we're getting the best use of our time together.
Andrew, this is Carla. I guess I don't know if y'all saw my email. When I read this, I don't know why I was thinking president chapter meeting and chapter update. So no, I don't have any updates. I actually need to get with Renee and see where we are in our progress, because I think me and her are never on the meeting together. So either it's her at the meeting or me. So I'll just need to reach out to her and get back on track. As you know, I'm very off track right now.
We got you,
So.
Carla. Yeah. Thank you. And the update that you did provide, as you all know, Mallory is responsible this year for our district director role, and she's engaging with them and getting things kicked off. So the update you provided, I think, would be really helpful for those conversations, Carla, for, just to make sure you as a chapter president, you have what you need. Is there any support we can provide to you all? So what you did was very helpful. So just know that that's an effort we're really trying to make sure we're focused on, to make sure the chapter presidents have the support they need.
Yeah, I was going to share just a little about that. We did get district directors going again. So we've got 4 district directors. They're meeting monthly with their presidents. And by meeting, I mean, it may be an email, it may be a template they're filling out, or it actually may be a phone call or in-person meeting. And then we're meeting quarterly as a group to go over any concerns or problems, things like that. So I've really enjoyed having them across the state to try and help the presidents. And I encourage any presidents on the call to take advantage of that's what they're there for. And they should be your direct line with anybody on the ALSHRM team that you need support for, anything that you're working on. I also thought I'd share a little bit about the silent auction at the conference. We did raise about $4,400. I can't remember exactly. It was a great auction. We had lots of fun, different items, lots of conversation, tons of people came through. We had some bidding wars there at the end. It was pretty entertaining. So we really enjoyed it and we made a lot of money, most we've made so far. So hopefully, next year we can do the same. I appreciate everybody that brought in a donation. That was very helpful. And I did talk to a lot of the sponsors that said next year they would be happy to bring a donation for the auction also. So that's, good to know. Me and Anthony will work on something out to the sponsors for next year. So looking forward to the next one.
And I have one more thing. I'm going to assume, and maybe this is the wrong assumption, but I'm assuming that everyone on this call knows that we're moving the conference next year, the state conference. We're going to be
They may not.
Okay, well,
we haven't sent that out yet.
We're going to the Grand Hotel next year. So, and we're also moving it to August instead of May. So, so you have, hot off the press, you're the first to know, and please let it spread like wildfire. We will be sending out an official save the date here in a few days. And so, but we are really, really excited about this opportunity.
You said August, Yvonne?
Huh?
You said it's going to be moved to August?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that make you happy?
It's not too sure from that area. Fairhope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, Perdido was pretty close. It's just that in May, graduations. For me, it was, work, 10, stuff. So August is definitely a better month in my
And we'll
mind.
still have beach, but it'll be a private beach. So.
Jeez, I'll have to buy a Mother's Day gift next year. So I always commit to that was your Mother's Day gift. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks, Yvonne.
We had that in mind.
Get us started on you.
We what? Let's get Jeff. Let's just get Jeff.
I'm excited for what you guys are planning for next year. You guys will be in for a real treat. So Yvonne, thank you for bringing that up because I actually should have remembered to put that on the agenda. But thanks for that hot off the press news. Mallory, did you have anything else?
I don't think so.
All right.
I communicate quite a bit with everybody, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I do want to invite anyone else on the call if they had any contributions to make, any questions, concerns, anything you need from the group while we're here together. All right. Well, we are tracking along really good with time. So our next CLA update is scheduled for September 17th. I hope everyone has it on their calendars to join. And we'll continue to, well, let me pause. Let me follow my own model. For those who would like to give some feedback, is the model that we're following today, is it a thumbs up, thumbs down? Should we change anything? Because we wanted to try to make sure we're a good steward of everyone's time. Do you like this model of how we're, getting content from one another? Is there anything you feel we should change to make this more effective use of your time? All right. For those who may not have been on at the beginning of the call, we are recording the call. Our goal is to be able to start using our website to house information like this. So for those who are not able to attend, we have a library that people can go back and look at. So just know that we want to take advantage of the website that we have so we can make sure it's a good library, a good resource for people to go to. We want to be seen as the go-to resource for people in the state of Alabama for HR professional development and any other content. Carla, did you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I hear you talking about the website. I'm assuming that's the new Star Chapter website. Have we or should we have already received a login access to be able to access the content?
Yeah, so what we're working on now, we launched it, and I'm glad you brought that up. So we launched it, and so we're working now on identifying who needs to be logged in.
Okay.
Erica did send a request to all chapter presidents to provide her with your membership directory because that would be another way for us to make sure people have access to the system as well as for us as a council to know who our members are across the state. So I think she had it on her list to do like a reminder. But if you are chapter presidents on the call, please be on the lookout for that request from Carla, from Erica, so that we can get that list updated, that roster updated, and have it housed in the website. So yes, Carla, we've got some more work to do in getting it communicated, make sure everybody knows how to access it and how to log in.
Okay.
I also forgot to mention that we did start using Basecamp. So if anybody has trouble with it, I know most of y'all got in and did your things through Basecamp, but if you have trouble with it or you see somebody that needs access to something, feel free to let me know and we can get them added or taken care of, or I can help you do what you need to do. So hopefully that'll be a way for us to easily transition positions and keep up with all the things that we need. Now I'm done.
Anything else for the good of the group? Well, I appreciate y'all's time. I know you didn't have to be here, but you did. And we appreciate everything you're doing, and we're excited about what you guys have coming up in the next quarter. So please feel free to reach out. I hope you all know who your resources are. Feel free to reach out to any of us if we can support you in any way. And I again, just want to say thank you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon on some video call or something. I know that we'll be seeing each other soon. So with that, I'll let you all go. And I hope you all have a good rest of the week.
You too. Thank you.